Hello. Welcome to Virtual House Concerts produced by Bob Cromfield for Studio Sessions Live. We're coming to you today from Studio 28B. My name is Mark Bishop Evans, and I'm going to play some tunes for you. So if you want to grab a beer or an iced tea or, whatever your favorite beverage is, and sit down and have a good time. Let's have some fun, okay? First song is supposed to be a song of encouragement. Something about tomorrow makes me know it's all worthwhile. Something about tomorrow makes me lift my head and smile. If today I took a step or two, tomorrow I'll walk a mile. Something in the evening says there's better times to come. Something in the evening when the day is nearly done. Brings new hope for living. I'll smile and greet the morning sun. Something about tomorrow comforts all the sorrow. Huddled in the cold night, waiting for the warm light. Miracles are born in each and every morning, hoping just to borrow something about tomorrow. Something in the sunrise, all blue and bright and red. Something in the sunrise as it greets me in my bed. Makes me throw back my covers, Lord, smile and lift my head. Something about tomorrow comforts all the sorrow. Huddled in the cold night, waiting for the warm light. Miracles are born in each and every morning, hoping just to borrow something about tomorrow. Something about tomorrow. We always look to the future, right? Everybody says, I have hopes and plans and dreams and things like that. And we leave the world for our children. And if we don't leave it well, then they don't have anything left. So this song is called The Seeds of Today. And really the premise is that what we do today, our children are going to have to live with. Flowers of all the tomorrows are held in the seeds of today. And all of the schemers have moments they borrow without much intent to repay. And all of the highways in all new directions are open to all who would go. But all of the travelers have different perceptions, and still they must walk the same road. Now all of the greedy who mortgage the future pretend to be deaf to the sound of regular people, the peasants and paupers, forced to give ever more ground. And all of these moments define our existence, then fade in the blink of an eye, as pillars of power compose of resistance to anything money can't buy. We are all reflections of the colors chosen yesterday, and we are choosing colors for the future in all that we say. Now everyone's a child of the past, a parent to a future forecast, for all the tomorrows are held in the seeds of today. Now all of the rivers are clogged with the refuge of all our disposable life, and all of the towers continue disputes, corrupting the earth and the skies, and all of the oceans are gradually rising to someday consume all the land. If we can't accomplish the task of deciding, perhaps we deserve to be damned. All reflections of the colors chosen yesterday. We were choosing colors for the future in all that we say. Now everyone's a child of the past, a parent to a future forecast, for all the tomorrows are held in the seeds of today. Soldiers with all of their medals lie buried or waiting to die, while all of the kitchens with all of their kettles hide widows too lonely to cry, and all of the children inherit our sorrows, then must survive what we made. For all of the flowers of all the tomorrows are held in the seeds of today. We are all reflections of the colors chosen yesterday. We will choose the colors of the future in all that we say. And now everyone's a child of the past, a parent to a future forecast, So all of the flowers of all the tomorrows are held in the seeds of today. This next song is called No Breathing Space. And I wrote this because there are people that are born and raised in places that make it really difficult not only to succeed, but even sometimes to survive. And I felt like I wanted to say something about that, so I wrote the song. It's called No Breathing Space. Echoing wham from a dumpster lid slam ricochets down the dark alley. Rain gutters ran with the sap of a man, like red rivers flow through the valley. Mournful refrain from a western-bound train drifts through the dark, clinging mist. Silhouettes claim every part of the flame, while the stark shadows flicker and twist. Unwanted child from a woman beguiled grows distorted by pain and disgrace. Street scum gets piled on these humans defiled, and beauty has no breathing space. The night creatures prowl neath the moon-tinted cow, alert to each movement and sound. Alley cats howl in a can, rank and foul, interrupted while making their round. Unwanted child from a woman beguiled grows distorted by pain and disgrace. Street scum gets piled on these humans defiled, and beauty has no breathing space. Rubber squeals when hot on the heels of a suspect for grand auto theft, and blood clots congeal on a blade of bright steel as a victim lies curled in cold death. Unwanted child from a woman beguiled grows distorted by pain said beauty has no breathing space. Beauty had no breathing space. You know, sometimes circumstances put us in a position where we are born into that kind of place. And then other times we put ourselves there, right? Choices we make. I think that one of the saddest things is when people sacrifice so much of themselves for something that they think will bring them happiness, only to find out in the end that it doesn't. This next song speaks to that. It's called Who of Fools? What's the price in peace of mind, accomplishments to come? And what the prize at end of time when ambition's fire is done? Where the pride in finish fine with blood upon your hands? Why no peace or comfort thine, as all alone you stand? Travel on so far before you realize how worthless are your promises, intended more as lies. Where did you acquire the wounds that haunt you like a ghost? How can you still not recall the ones that hurt the most? Stand up there alone, surveying all your greed. You will be unsatisfied as still you feel the need. How can you expect those things to fill and satisfy when you know the greatest prize will always be denied? That cuffs you with his name. Was the plan so selfish, blind in counting others' pain? Who of fools more greater shine by winning never scored? When the pain more tighter bind, the masking as reward. Who of fools will find Fools. Yeah. What we got here? This next song, I wrote the words early in the summer. And then July came around, and here in Boston, it was the wettest, or the next to the wettest July in history. I mean, we missed the record by a couple of tenths, I think. And seeing as the song was about rain, it seemed appropriate that I finish it in July, so I did that. The song is called Still It Rains. I don't think I've ever felt so lonely. Don't think I've ever felt so cold. And it seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here collecting useless tears. Been so lost, I just mislaid my will for living, and it seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here collecting random fears. I just need something more than then it rained, oh how it rained. I lost my will to try again in the rain, how it rained. Knew something more than pain, but then it rained, oh how it rained. I lost my will to try again in the rain, how it rained. So sad. I don't think that I'll forget this story, and it seems it just might rain forever, while I'm just standing here convinced the sky will clear. Still it rains. My grandfather was a great influence on my life. And unfortunately, he spent the last few years of his life not knowing his family, not knowing me, not knowing his wife, his kids. He had dementia. And dementia is something that has touched billions of families across the globe, and Alzheimer's disease. And it struck me that if you were sitting in the doctor's office, you're an elderly person, and you're sitting in the doctor's office, and he was to say to you, I'm sorry to tell you that you have the early onset of Alzheimer's disease, what would go through your mind? This song is written from that perspective. The song is called If I Could Not Recall. If I could not recall the moon, the spied on love warm nights in June, remember lovely visions fair of summer sun on golden hair, and by some wild misstroke of luck, should I forget the tender touch? How could I face each new dawn, find the will to carry on? Why should I exist at all and long for things I could not recall? If I could not recall blue eyes, picture still the starry skies, bring to mind the joy of love, way too much or not enough. Or if those precious memories fade and I misplace the feelings made, where's the reason left for life? Why endure the pain, the strife? How long life if I spent it all longing for things I could not recall? If I could not recall the reasons for it all, why should I exist for only this? mistakes I'd make again. Same old questions never asked, futures lost to forgotten past. If I could not recall my years, all the separate joys and tears, what is there within this shell with no old scars or tales to tell? Who am I then after all? Who would know? If I could not recall, if I could not recall, if I could not recall. I could not recall. All right, so I bummed you all out enough. Let's lift the mood a little bit here, okay? I really enjoy reading fantasy, sci-fi and fantasy. It's a nice escape for me. I actually listen to a lot of it on audio books, and so naturally, because I do that as well as play music, that it's bound that some of that's going to seep into my songwriting. So this is a song called "My Fantasies," and the kids can stay in the room because they're not those kind of fantasies. So. Like daffodils and butterflies and dragon clouds and summer skies, autumn trees and cherry pies are fishes in the sea. Like Marian and Robin Hood are ancient rocking chairs of wood that long before the hearth have stood in hospitality. Like waking to an elven song and finding out that you belong to a family both kind and strong, where all are wise and free. A sword of steel and armor bright, and campfires glowing in the night, are leading a most noble fight to keep the kingdom free. And all of these things I just look at you. Everything old is new. How can that be? Listen, my heart just sings, soars through the sky. Reserved for gods and kings, but now they're for me. Scroll, or dancing with a mountain troll, or talking with a tree. All these feelings in me rise, and more that I cannot disguise, when I get lost within your eyes and live my fantasy. reserved for gods and kings, but now they're for me. Listen, my heart just sings, soars through the sky on wings reserved for gods and kings, but now they're for me. Now they're for me. My fantasy. My fantasies. This is October, and in 2 days it'll be the third anniversary of my mom's passing away. She was a wonderful woman. She had a wonderful life. She lived 95 years. And after she passed away, there was a place up in New Hampshire on just north of Conway, north of Bartlett actually, called the Fourth Iron. It's a camping ground off to the right of the road as you're heading up towards Crawford Notch. And there's a parking lot there for the people who are back in the woods camping to park their cars, and there's a bridge that goes over the Sawyer River as it comes out of the mountains there, and also there's a train trestle that passes over that same river right there at the parking lot. It's the Conway Scenic Railway, I think, uses it now. And my mom loved that spot, and we used to go up there, and we would pull out some lawn chairs and put them there, and she'd sit there and watch the river run by and everything. It was one of her favorite spots. So when she passed away, I took her ashes up there, and that's where she is now. And this is a song that I wrote for that when I came back from that little trip up there. It's called Fourth Iron, Queen of the Ball. Actually, the campsite and that trestle right there are called Fourth Iron. There's a place in the mountains a bit north of Conway. The train trestle spans a ravine. They call it the Fourth Iron for obvious reasons. The fourth bridge that crosses the stream. Lady in life, she would sometimes just sit there, watch as the water flowed by, giving thanks for the goodness her 95 years had supplied. She was born to a family of adequate means, deep in society's games. Grew up the apple of everyone's eye, gathered some honors and fame. Child that more often smiled than ever gave in to a frown, more glad in the forest than wearing tiaras and gowns. She rose to the top of society's pedestal, had all that she could desire. And when war took the nation, she rushed to the aid of the boys that the country required. Served without thought all the ones who had fought to the war. There were men by the score, all rushing to ask for her hand. But she loved a Marine who was dashing and clean, and soon at the altar they'd stand. Next came her son, and she'd have only one, which was something she couldn't have known. And when the soldier took leave, she raised up her baby alone. For most of her years, her son wasn't near, having wandered far off on his own. And although she grieved, she always believed someday he'd wander back home. Now that didn't happen the way she supposed, but it still came around in the end. And 30 years later, they found out that they were still friends. Late in her 80s, she moved to the east, there to be close to her boy. With walks in the forest and drives by the sea, they recaptured or lost bits of joy. She opened her heart and she told him her story, shared all her love and her pain. They laughed and they cried, then afterwards he did the same. For 95 summers, 95 springtime, 95 winters and fall, she laughed and she cried, but all she would say is how much she was blessed by it all. If you're one of those folks who was lucky to know her, I'm sure you will always recall the smile on her face and the grace of the queen of the ball. Now I'm standing on 4th Iron over the water that rushes and tumbles and falls as the mist in the valley collects in my eyes. I remember the queen of the ball. My tears and her ashes all mingle together as the memories pour down like rain. And I cling to the thoughts of the woman who loved me. I cherish the joy and the pain. Yes, I cling to the thoughts of the woman who raised me and fashioned the man I became. Fourth Iron, Queen of the Ball. So, I learned a lot from my mom. And in later years, I actually started listening to what she had to say. And when I was younger, I didn't think she knew anything, actually. That's pretty common. This song talks about taking advice from old people. It's called The Waves Keep Moving Along. the old man in his easy chair, sitting in the morning sun. I asked for wisdom he could share of all the things he's done. He looked at me and he chuckled, and he flashed a knowing smile. He said, son, you best should have a seat, 'cause this could take a while. Now the first thing I can tell you is I don't know it all. One thing that's for certain, you must get up when you fall. And though there's not an easy way, it must be understood that when you're kind and persevere, life turns out like it should. So remember to be grateful for everything you have, and don't become a person that would take more than they give. And don't be sinking anchors on every stretch of sand, and try to hold to your beliefs as loosely as you can. 'Cause the waves keep rolling, flowers keep growing, and the sun keeps shining down. Things keep changing, life is rearranging, and the joy's still there to be found. If you keep trying, there'll be no denying that your troubles soon will be gone. You gotta just remember, the waves keep rolling along. Now you're gonna have some ups and downs, happy times and sad. And love will always get you through the hard times that you have. So don't forget to tell your friends how much they really mean, 'cause you're really gonna need them most when you face the unforeseen. 'Cause the waves keep rolling, flowers keep growing, and the sun keeps shining down. Things keep changing, life is rearranging, and the joy's still there to be found. If you keep trying, there'll be no denying that your troubles soon will be gone. You gotta just remember, the waves keep rolling along. Now the years have passed, and I find myself sitting in that easy chair. The younger folks will stop on by for wisdom I could share. I look at them and I chuckle, and I flash a knowing smile. I say, folks, you best should have a seat, 'cause this could take a while. Things for certain are your death and taxes. I am here to tell you truly what the facts is. You may think you're finished with the whole damn thing, but nothing's ever over till the fat lady sings. The waves keep rolling, flowers keep growing, and the sun keeps shining down. Things keep changing, life is rearranging, and the joy's still there to be found. If you keep trying, there'll be no denying that your troubles soon will be gone. You gotta just remember, the waves keep rolling along. Oh, yes they do. You gotta just remember, they keep on singing this song. Yes, me and you. You gotta just remember, the waves keep rolling along. Yeah, they do. In the summer of 2020, I was moved to tears on a number of occasions by watching the protests going on in Portland and and seeing all the reporting of police brutality and the death of George Floyd and Elijah can't remember his last name, Elijah, the young man, and the 12-year-old who was shot while holding a toy pistol. And it just broke my heart that in our country we still have not been able to address this correctly. I didn't feel like I could let it go by without writing something about it. So this is a song I wrote in support of social justice. It's called Bitter Wind. It's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe and it's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. Upon the ground lies the body of a mother's son. Police all lie and say that he pointed at them with a gun. Now the young man had to die alone when his only crime was walking home. And no matter what they say, you know he's not the only one. Oh, oh, there's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe and it's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. Standing in the flames of a nation torn by hate and blame, where those who should protect are the authors of the greatest pain. You can take a bullet in your back when your only crime is driving black, and half of us refuse to call it by its proper name. Oh, oh, there's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind that brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe and it's a cruel storm that brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. Pain and rage have been locked up in a cage and left beneath the boiling sun. If you open up your eyes, you won't be surprised at the revolution when it comes. There's a dark cloud that brings the rain, a bitter wind brings the pain, makes our children moan and grieve and kneel and cry. We cannot breathe and it's a cruel storm, brings the death, a bitter wind that steals the breath. Gone the children's joy and laughter, gone the lives that should have mattered. I said gone the lives that should have mattered. It's a dark cloud, a bitter wind, a cruel storm Bitter Wind. You know, we have lots of sayings, in our society. Takes a pain to know one, right? And that really is a true statement. Takes one to know one. This song is called It Takes a Pain to Know One. I keep banging the microphone, don't I? Got to stop doing that. So this is called It Takes a Pain to Know One. It's a, I guess you'd say it's a roundabout kind of love song, sort of. It's a relationship song. On some quiet evening, while sitting alone, I patiently ponder the loves that I've known, and I find I never have lost, and mostly the pleasure was worth what it cost. For sure, I've known heartaches and plenty of joy. By what other way will a girl or a boy come to know the meaning of trust, to follow their feelings and do what they must? You just smile, 'cause not always fun. It takes a pain to know one. Now the answers to questions get lost in the sun. Again I'll explain, through blue skies or rain, it takes a pain to know one. Searching through memories, you risk being caught by some lost memory of something you thought left behind, buried for good. It may be surprising to find that you would have trouble relating the then, accepting that living will change you somehow, right or wrong. Still good to know that all of your pieces are part of your whole. You just smile, 'cause it's not always fun, but it takes a pain to no one. The answers to questions get lost in the sun. Again I'll explain, through blue skies or rain, it takes a pain to no one. Now once you've had heartaches, you know how it feels. Discern the faults from the real. In love we live through the joy and the pain, and sometimes they feel like the same. So you just smile, 'cause it's not always fun, but it takes a pain explain through blue skies of rain that it takes a pain to no one. I said again, I'll explain through blue skies of rain that it takes a pain to no one. Takes a pain to no one. This next song is a song called Liza Liza. And it's a song of proposal, a song of invitation. I always pictured this as taking place at a town dance, at the town common in the 1800s, any place in America, where the young people come in from the farms and the ranches around, and they gather together, and it's one of the few times that they get to see each other and spend any time together. And I could see this being the situation with one of those couples. It's called Liza Liza. Liza, Liza, won't you come and dance with me around that old willow tree? Share my soul, share my mind tonight. Liza, Liza, won't you come and sing your song till my memory is gone? Sing it high, sing it soft, sing it low. Liza, Liza, won't you sing and dance tonight? Liza, Liza, won't you say it's all right? Liza, Liza, won't you let your hair fall down, laying softly all around? Let it fall to the floor. smile, Liza mine. Liza, Liza. I have one more song for you. This is a song of personal reflection. Oh, surprise, surprise. It's called What Counts. Things that I've done that other men only have dreamed. Then there are games that I've won when others could not make the team. I know there are roads that I passed where others would surely get lost. Sometimes I traveled so fast I hardly could measure the cost. So it don't really count what you've got as much as it counts who you are. Though beauty can help you a lot, we learn so much more from our scars. I know I've had loves in my life that kindled the envy of men. I've soared upon wings to the heights and learned how to feign and pretend. I truly have found that value and praise aren't the same. Where riches and treasures abound, we tend to lose more than we gain. Now the fire of the ruby so fine grows dim with the passing of light, and the glow of the stars in the sky can't happen until it is night. So it don't really count what you've got as much as it counts who you are. Though beauty can help you a lot, we learn so much more from our scars. No, it don't really count what you've got as much as it counts who you are. Though beauty can help you a lot, we learn so much more from our scars. Well, thank you very much for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Mark Bishop Evans, and you can find me online, markbishopevans.net, on Facebook, Mark Bishop Evans Music. Have a great rest of your day. God bless.